It is Selection Sunday, as these teams have played, 30-something games?
Yep.
Now, for the 68 who are making it, there are 6 more, 4 before Phoenix and 2 in State Farm Stadium to win a national championship.
Unless one of those 4 teams that has to play 7 games.
Yeah.
One of those 8 teams has to play 7 games, somehow pulls off winning 5 in a row and gets there. Anyway, I am Jay, otherwise known as Daddy.
I'm Anthony.
And who's that guy in the black to our right on the screen? Actually, it's there, that direction.
That way.
Whatever.
That way.
It is Jackson Johnson.
Yes.
One of our favorite members of the Sorgi squad.
Well, thanks for having me on. How you gents doing this afternoon?
It's a great day.
Life is awesome. It is St. Patrick's Day. We are in St. Patrick's actual color.
Blue.
Marquette Championship blue, which other universities will claim is Carolina blue.
No, it's not.
Nope.
No, that's not how that works. But yeah, so we are technically 3 minutes away from the show. 18 minutes away from the actual reveal of the bracket. We will, as you can see up there, we should have 3 more people joining us soon. And man, it is very, very exciting. I guess, can we go ahead and hop into what I think the field of 68 is going to look like?
What do you think it should look like?
Yes, what I think it should look like.
Because it'll be a little bit different than what it's going to, and we'll point out some specifics. But we'd love your thoughts, Jackson, on all these picks.
Jackson, you won't be too happy with where I have Bama, so I apologize in advance. So we're starting with the East. This is, again, my bracket, who I think should be playing in what region, where, what seed. So starting off with UConn playing the winner of Grambling Wagner. Shout out to Grambling. 0-6 in Quad 1 games.
Yes.
I mean, they had such a tough Quad 1 schedule this season in non-con. They get it done to win the SWAC.
Kudos to Eddie Robinson and Doug Williams, you and HBCUs for getting in.
Yeah, then 8-9 FAU Utah State. Very interesting matchup between the American Athletic and Mountain West, 2 conferences that have shown to be very competitive. Jackson, I'll ask you, who do you think is winning in that one, FAU Utah State?
I'm going to say FAU wins that matchup.
Okay.
Just know you have the freedom to say, I have no idea, because I'm going to say that a bunch.
As I will mention before we go any further, Jackson and Will Indy, who will be joining us in a little bit.
Yep.
Every week, they go over FAU games, McNeese games, Colorado games, whoever is playing, they go over it, recapping and previewing the week past and the week forward. So shout out to you guys for all of that. And then before we go any further, again, Happy Hodag says, Happy St. Patrick's Day. Same to you. Hodag up there in the land of the Green Bay Phoenix.
Which was the only Wisconsin team that did not make, on the men's side, a championship round final in a conference tournament.
Yeah. And all of the other 3 lost, by the way. UWM, UW-Madison, Wisconsin, and Marquette. So next game, we got McNeese. This team, coached by former LSU coach Will Wade, has been on fire this season, playing BYU. Another great matchup. I think BYU wins that one, but playing the winner of that game would be Texas Tech against the American champion UAB Blazers. Dickies Arena in Fort Worth today was not very full for Temple UAB, which was not the best of matchups.
Yeah, when you've got a conference tournament final being played in Fort Worth and you got teams from Philadelphia and Birmingham, you're not going to fill it. Not to say there aren't great basketball fans, Jackson, in Alabama. There are.
That's okay.
But
next, we've got Kentucky, Colorado State. Kentucky, Marquette's nemesis usually in the NCAA tournament. The most played game in tournament history between those 2 programs. And, well, this is one where I don't think the selection committee would agree with me, having Kentucky and Tennessee playing second round.
Yeah, you're not going to see conference matchups in the second round. We'll have this again showing up in your bracket. But this, again, is way Anthony would do it.
Yeah, this is how I just went 1 through 68. I'm not going to change it to get certain matchups. I'm going straight chalk. Then next, Buzz Williams. We know a thing or two about him. Playing San Diego State, who went to the Final Four last year. This would be another matchup that is incredibly interesting. And last, rounding out the East, Illinois playing Stetson, who won their conference tournament. I'll ask you, Jackson, and you, Dad, who do you guys think comes out of this region?
Go ahead, Jackson.
I believe UConn's going to win the East region. I mean, I would like to see UAB pull off a Cinderella run to the Sweet 16, but I don't know if that'll happen. But Kentucky, I just can't figure them out. Exactly. I mean, one week they're having a great day, then next day they're having a bad day. I don't know which version of Kentucky we're going to get in this year's edition of March Madness. I mean, the last time they went to a Final Four, we didn't even have Tit-Tot yet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great Kentucky's just that one of those programs, as you mentioned, always up and down. What do you think?
I mean, granted, yes, this is not what's going to happen, but I think in both reality and in your bracket, I think UConn is the most complete team in college basketball this year.
Without a doubt.
It's like at the start of last year's NCAA tournament, the gong went off in their head, and they instantly figured out how to be the best team in college basketball, and they have continued that ride all throughout this 2023-24 campaign, and they've proven it time and time and time again. Yes, they know how to play more styles of basketball with better efficiency than any team I've seen, and they've proven it against our squad, Marquette, enough times.
3 times.
Yes. But I think this is your national champion, at least in my book, until we see the brackets. Yeah. I will give that caveat because they can always find, here we have reality coming.
And here we go. So we're going to cut it off, and we're just going to go straight to the actual bracket. Not expecting it this soon, but we get it very soon.
They're jumping right in this year.
Yeah, kind of surprising me. And we've got UConn as the number 1 overall seed.
They're playing at Brooklyn against Stetson.
I did not expect a 22-12 team to be playing in as a 16. I did not expect that, but the selection committee not loving Stetson. So UConn, Stetson to start us off, as I will write those down. And then we get FAU as an 8, as I predicted.
So if a miracle happens, you could have an all-Florida matchup in the second round. That's not going to happen.
Probably not. No.
And UConn only has to travel maybe 3-4 hours max, about 3 hours away from their home arena in Connecticut, because they're going to go to Boston for the regionals, and it's going to be Northwestern, the 9 seed.
Northwestern, I think they have a chance to upset UConn. They upset Purdue. Watch for upset alert there. As before we get to the 5-12, C&J in the chat. Yeah, we're so excited for March Madness and plenty of info to talk about going into it. As now we look at this 5-12, SDSU getting a 5 seed.
Ooh.
Surprises me. I don't think they're deserving of that, if I'm going to be honest, with 22 wins or 24 wins this season.
There's your UAB Blazers. They're playing San Diego State.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough matchup for UAB. And then Auburn as a 4, no shock there.
Oh, Jackson, you got a possible Auburn UAB second rounder.
But
there we go.
Yale says no. Yale playing Auburn. I like that seeding for Yale. I think they have a real chance to upset the Tigers.
Nice.
Next 6-11 matchup in Omaha.
Peyton Manning's favorite region.
We've got BYU as a 6. Again, no shock. And they will be playing the Duquesne. Okay.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
With the A-10.
As the Catholics and Mormons will face off once again.
Yes. Are we going to see Marquette in this region?
Maybe. Illinois. So I think Marquette's pretty safe now that we see Illinois as a 3.
I wouldn't see a UConn-Marquette rematch in a regional final. But...
I would agree. Maybe so. I like seeing Illinois as a 3 seed, though. That gives me some hope for Marquette to be a 2.
Yes.
Now we see the 14. It's going to be Morehead State. No, again, not a shock. I had them as a 14. shout out.
So you will not see a Kentucky-Morehead State matchup.
No, we will not.
I love seeing those matchups that you never see regular season, that the committee says you two are finally going to play.
Yes. And next we have Washington State all the way to 7. I don't know about that. If I was in Wazoo country, I don't think I'd be very happy with that seeding.
The NCAA is notorious for controversial seedings.
Yeah.
Drake
against Drake. Upset alert. Upset
yes,
alert.
because they're so close to Omaha as well. Oh my gosh.
The reference there, C&J, was to BYU playing Notre Dame in football.
Iowa State as well, the number 2 seed.
Wow.
You could see Iowa State Drake in Omaha.
Would love to see that.
Oh, the NCAA loves its storylines.
Yes, they do. And let's see who Iowa State will be playing. Will we get a shock of a 15 here? Low seed, high seed? It's going to be South Dakota State.
That makes sense.
No shock there.
Your godmama's alma mater.
Yes, I thought that SDSU would be a 16, but makes a lot of sense for them as a 15 as well. So now we're going to head, I'm going to guess, to the Midwest.
After a timeout, I bet.
Yes.
Okay, instant thoughts, Jackson. What do you think?
Ooh. I'm excited about the possibility of an Auburn UAB matchup. That looks like it's going to be fun. But Duquesne as an 11 seed, I can't wait to see BYU Duquesne. I wonder if we're going to see an upset on there.
If I was to pick upsets just off of first thought, I'd say Drake for sure has a chance. Northwestern would be my other pick, and Yale as well. Those would be my 3 flashing lights. And Joey
Foster.
Joey saying 3 of my favorites, Jay, Anthony, and Jackson. Can't get much better than that. We should have more people joining us soon. So yeah, seeing the reaction here from the guys. Shout out Jay Wright, the best guy on that panel.
Yes.
Love Jay Wright.
But what you're seeing here is a tendency that the NCAA tournament and the selection committee has had, I'd say, in the last 10, 15 years. And Jackson, you probably could speak to this as well, is that they love to put together matchups that have a ton of storylines. It's like they've begun to think we're not going to be as worried about exactly where the seed deserves to be. We may fudge the seed a bit so we can get a great story that's going to get people to watch.
Yup.
They've done that with that possible Auburn UAB. They've done that with a possible Iowa State Drake. And they're doing it with Iowa State, South Dakota State.
Yeah. So, first of all, just quick notes here as they hit the break. UConn, 31-3, 13-3 in the quad 1. They are your number 1 seed. FAU as your 8 and Northwestern as your 9. That's one to watch. FAU 25-8, 2-2 in the quad 1. Northwestern 21-11, 4-7 in the quad 1. That is one that's going to be a matchup to watch.
Yes.
You have 2 teams who have shown promise this season. That 8-9, 9 seeds have a winning record against 8 seeds all time.
Yeah.
Then to the next one, San Diego State. Looking at them, they are 22-10, 4-9 in the quad 1 against UAB, 22-11, 0-4 in the quad 1.
Jackson, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. As someone living in the South, basketball has typically not been thought of as a big-time sport in the South,
right?
With some exceptions. Kentucky, obviously.
Yeah.
The Tennessee women for decades as well. I feel like that's changed. I feel like the SEC has become one of the premier college basketball conferences more than it ever really has. And tell me how you feel about that perspective. But I feel like it's become stronger than ever.
Oh, yeah. We started to see a change of it when Bruce Pearl got hired as the new head coach for Auburn. And things went up from there for SEC and college basketball. And when you look back at Alabama-Auburn basketball and say 2008 to 2011, you're thinking of them as the Kentucky Vanderbilt of college basketball.
Yep.
where they're a disaster and basically the doormats of college basketball. Now you don't see that. We see a lot of people talking about Alabama, Auburn as two of the premier teams in the SEC, and we're always wondering, are they going to make it to the Final Four? We saw Auburn make a historic run to the Final Four in 2019, and that they're not going to get too mad if they don't get a natty, but they are happy with the way things have been for the past few years.
I think also too, and tell me what you think on this. I feel like football money and the expansion of football money and the huge TV contracts that the SEC is getting has expanded how much funding they're putting into these programs that's making them more competitive.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure. I mean, ESPN's helped quite a lot with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just can't help but feel like the ACC is going to get screwed over in the upcoming year as we see things as the way they turn out. I hope I'm wrong though.
Yeah. Steven says, "Oh no, please no, Steven, please no. We don't want to see that game."
No. Marquette fans are scared.
Yeah.
Houston is the number 1 seed in the South.
Yes,
as expected.
They are. No shock there, Joey. I would like that higher for WVU for sure.
I would actually like to see Marquette get even with Wisconsin in the postseason.
Oh
That'd be
it scares me though. Like
it does, but I think Marquette's a better team than they were when they played them.
Yeah.
All right, we're waiting for that 16. Longwood.
I think I predicted that one. Let me check.
And Longwood's where?
Virginia.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure on that.
I thought for a second it was one of those Jersey seaside towns.
No, I was right. Yeah, I predicted Houston. I will say I predicted Houston Longwood. So
Nebraska, the 8th seed in the South.
Watch for them. They might get a W there. At the end, I'll go over my possible upsets once we get through each region because I have some for last and this one. A&M,
Texas A&M, an old Big 12 matchup. Like we said, SEC.
Yup.
Yeah. I noticed a possible storyline matchup we could get in the round of 32.
Oh, Houston, Texas A&M.
Yep.
That would be very, very fun.
There's another one.
Buzz Williams with a winning record in Quad 1. There's Wisconsin as a 5.
Badgers in Brooklyn. And hey, anyone going to the arena in Brooklyn, what's the name of that spot in Milwaukee's north side?
Buffalo Boss on the north side of Milwaukee, also in Barclays Center.
Yes, so Wisconsin Badgers fans, you'll find some familiar tastes as you go to the arena in Brooklyn for the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, against JMU.
James Madison, which we've driven by the way.
In Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We once drove by their football stadium on the way back from North Carolina to Philly.
Okay. Sorry, Wisconsin, but I have to root for the Dukes. I'm a big Dukes fan.
No,
I'm neutral. I'm pretty neutral in that one, just because I love the Dukes.
I'm one of those weird people that roots for the Badgers anytime they don't play Marquette, but I want Marquette to destroy them.
Duke,
Wisconsin, Duke.
Duke's winning
a
that.
4-5 matchup.
Right
that's
off the bat.
Big name.
Right off the bat, Duke's winning that game.
That's a big name matchup, even if Wisconsin's not a big name team this year.
Yeah, for sure. Against Vermont. Vermont lost to Marquette last year. Played them close. We've seen Duke get upset before.
Mm-hmm.
Will it happen again? Maybe. Now to the bottom side of the South.
I think we're seeing Marquette in this region. That's my prediction.
Texas Tech is a 6 in Pittsburgh.
Revenge game, revenge game, revenge game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jackson, you may be really happy.
Against NC State. Again, put them on upset alert. That is a possibility there.
In the Primanti sectional.
Yes.
Plenty of Primanti brothers around that arena.
Love Primanti brothers in Pittsburgh.
Well, we could get a Texas A&M matchup or Houston Texas Tech matchup. Nice.
True.
Yeah.
Storylines, love it. And yes, Steven talked about revenge from the 2015 championship game with the Wisconsin-Duke game, which Duke won after Wisconsin beat the number 3 seed in the South, Kentucky.
Maybe a Marquette-Kentucky Sweet 16 matchup.
Again, they love producing big matchups.
Yeah, against Oakland, the team out of Detroit.
I think they're setting this region up to be the Sunday late game regional.
Maybe Florida.
Because they're putting a bunch of blue bloods in there, like Florida.
Florida as a 7 seed. Who will they play in that 7-10 matchup? Let's find out. It's going to be Boise State
or Colorado. Whoever wins that round, that 68 playing game.
I think I got to take Colorado in that one. That would be my
Florida.
Just
Florida, Kentucky.
Imagine Dion in the stadium, in the arena.
Yes.
I'm sure he's going to hype everything up.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine a second-round game where his Buffaloes are playing. Drum roll, please.
I have a feeling it's going to be Marquette.
Yep.
It is!
Oh, Marquette's taking down Dion. I love it.
Marquette football.
1960.
We are Marquette, as you can see right down there. I've got the Marquette hat on. He's got the Marquette soccer hoodie.
My wish is coming true. Marquette,
Western Kentucky.
Oh,
the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers there.
Yes. So Marquette could be facing Dion second round. Kentucky in the most played round, the most played matchup in the history of the NCAA tournament. And then in the regional final, Houston or the Badgers.
Or Duke. Or Nebraska A&M.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, as I'm very quickly, while we're reacting to the South region, I'm going to pull up and drop in the link, the Sorgi Stories. I made a bracket group for us. So at Sorgi Squad, fill out your brackets on ESPN in the Sorgi Stories group. I'm going to drop the link for our group right here.
All right, Jackson, I want to get your thoughts, but I'm going to say this flat out. I'm not saying this just because Marquette is my alma mater. This is a loaded bracket, this region, based off the level of big-name teams and the stories that are going to come from it. But I think Marquette's going to be heading to Phoenix based off this bracket.
Agree. Yeah, no doubt.
Well, it's pretty big. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, as I'm trying to get here.
Although I wonder if NC State is going to try to pull a Cinderella run this March.
Maybe.
They haven't. Based on the last week, they got it in them. But after playing 5 games in 5 days, that is a supremely tall order.
There is the Sorgi Stories bracket group right there. So go ahead and join that for funsies.
That's a ridiculously tall order.
Yeah.
For NC State. This is very winnable for Marquette.
Yeah.
True.
So as we hit another break, go ahead, Jackson.
It was a tall order to beat Duke and North Carolina and to win 5 conference games in 5 days in the tournament. So, I mean, anything can happen in March. It's crazy.
All true. I've just seen too many teams pull off miracle runs in conference tourneys and then just have nothing left.
Yeah.
And get upset first round or lose second round.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd be afraid of for NC State. But it's not impossible.
Yeah, so right off the bat, I'm going to say upsets to watch for: A&M over Nebraska, James Madison over Wisconsin, and Colorado over Florida. Mm-hmm. Those would be my 3 upsets for this bracket to look for. As guess who is joining us now? It is Will and D.
Hey! How are you? How is your selection Sunday, my friend?
We can't hear you, Will.
Having some audio problems, Will. Can you hear us? We are not able to hear you. Did you accidentally mute him?
No.
Okay. Either way, chime in when the audio is working, Will. But I would say that it is, and yes, I'm an alumnus, but
there we go.
There we go.
There we are.
I don't know why it sometimes mutes itself. Okay, I fixed it.
But that's
sorry that VCU lost on.
Yeah, I know that kind of ruined my selection Sunday. But I don't know, man. We never really had a center. Like we tried to go big for a guy in the portal, and he went to Wake Forest. So we never really had like a true rebounder. So that was, but we made it. We made it to the finals at least. But
happy unofficial Irish Day, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Patrick's Day.
Thank you.
And by the way, on the day of the announcement that one of our favorite European soccer teams, Glasgow Celtic, announced today they're playing at Notre Dame Stadium this summer.
That is amazing.
Go Celtic. Nick, the mod in the chat, we've got the East and the South done so far. Before we go any further, though, let's give a shout out to these two guys joining us.
By far.
Jackson, they're all of his social medias down there. YouTube is Jackson Johnson 979, Instagram/threads, Jackson.Johnson.543908, and on Twitter it is Jackson09960335. And for Will, it is YouTube Will Indy Irish, Instagram/threads Klowski414, and Twitter Marcus Arrow.
And by the way, I was just reminded the last time that Marquette and Wisconsin were placed in the same region of the NCAA tournament, my guy Don, who was the former sports director of Marquette University Television before I took over the job the next year, Marquette made the Final Four. So, yes.
At JMU, everyone's going to be picking JMU to be Wisconsin. A lot of people are going to be doing that.
I have it on my upset right there. I have JMU circled as they do have a quad 1 win. I will mention that. 1-1 in the quad 1 this season.
Yes.
Again, before we get back to repeating my possible upsets, Northwestern over FAU, Duquesne over BYU, Drake over Washington State in the East, and then in the South, A&M over Nebraska, James Madison over Wisconsin, Colorado, if they beat Boise State over Florida. As now we head to
the region,
the Midwest. This is going to be Purdue's region.
Yes.
No shock there. That's very expected.
They are playing in Indianapolis as extremely expected.
Yes.
James Madison, do us a solid. Do not cheat us out of a revenge game between Marquette and Wisconsin. We need this.
Purdue will be playing Grambling State / Montana State.
Yes, the second university to steal the Green Bay Packers logo, but given permission by Vince Lombardi, by the way. That will be one of the play-in games in Dayton. They're all in Dayton this year, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're always in Dayton.
Yeah, they switched it up one time, but that's
COVID,
it.
Yeah.
Utah State.
Yup.
The number 8 seed.
And they will be playing, as we see the Aggies celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I'm surprised that they didn't set up a match with BYU.
TCU.
They're playing TCU.
Okay. I like that matchup.
Yes. Interesting
Very
game, but I think
so.
that's produced to escape without much trouble, from what I can tell off the bat.
I'd agree with that. And Gonzaga in Salt Lake City.
Oh, yes. Not too far away, though you have to take a puddle jumper.
Against McNeese. That's going to be a tough game for the Zags.
The artist from State.
Oh, that could be an upset for sure.
Yeah,
possible.
Without a doubt, I think.
I watched them beat VCU in the conference in the home opener in Seagull Center.
Man, Joey, see you later. Have a great evening. And Tony, no,
baseball
it's not.
road tripper.
It's not. It's not hockey. Sorry. Women's hockey though. Wisconsin heading to the Frozen Four. So shout out to them.
Kansas is heading to Utah
as the 4 seed. Who will they be playing in that 4-13? It's going to be Samford.
Purdue, Kansas as
Samford could make it interesting. They played the Rams tough, but the Rams did win that one. Easy won that one.
I'm seeing a Purdue Kansas regional semifinal as a possible wall in the way of Purdue getting to the Final Four, because that's a team that can be vulnerable.
Kansas has struggled though. Kansas has really struggled.
It depends how healthy. Do we know if Dickinson and McCullers are coming back for Kansas?
I don't know. It's a great question.
The Primanti brothers sandwich region now, Pittsburgh.
South Carolina is a 6.
Again, as we discussed, Jackson, much more SEC strength in this tournament.
I got a feeling Kansas could get upset real soon.
I would agree with that. Against Oregon. Again, another upset alert there, possibly. Oregon, the Pac-12 champions at 23-11. What a run they pulled off. Creighton as a 3.
Ooh.
I like that seeding for Creighton. Also, can I mention that Marquette did not have a celebration?
No.
Like they didn't show Marquette having like a party like they did.
They always have a party, but they didn't show it this year.
Yeah, which I didn't see any word on it like on Marquette social media or anything.
Oh, the Akron Zips heading to Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
They'll bring some fans.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Including one who I personally know who operates as a PR director at Marquette, who may skip out her duties to go see Akron play. Texas is heading to Charlotte against the winner of Virginia Colorado State.
Oh, Virginia got in?
Yup.
Virginia's not just in, but if they beat Colorado State, they've got a big home court advantage or close to it in Charlotte against Texas.
Man. No one wants to watch that basketball played. I mean, no. I mean, I respect Tony Bennett, but his brand of basketball is painful to watch.
Tennessee. Calling a I'm gonna say Virginia's gonna beat Tennessee or Texas. Someone's gonna beat Tennessee. Day one.
Sorry, Nick, the mod.
Day 3. Sorry, Nick, but like I'm being honest. You guys are gonna be out early. And that's not me hating. That's me being honest and just seeing Tennessee struggle. Oh, no,
St. Peter's, they're going down first round.
They're going out
We're actually going to predict a 15-2 first round upset. St. Peter's beating Tennessee.
Always pick St. Pete's. Always. Never doubt the Peacocks.
Please let there be some Bohemian Rhapsody between St. Peter's and Tennessee. That'll be terrific.
Yeah, Nick, I'm sorry, but like I have to root for St. Pete's. I have to.
Happy Hodag with a great point there. Tony Bennett played his college basketball at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay, which, by the way, led to one of the greatest photos in the history of photos. At the Green Bay Airport in 1990, when Tony Bennett was playing there, the Green Bay Packers had a linebacker named Tony Bennett. When Tony Bennett, the singer, played a gig in Green Bay, they got the 3 Tony Bennetts together.
Oh, that's cool. It was
brilliant. And on that note, I'm going to take a quick break because I have to finish cooking dinner.
Yeah, so looking at this region, possible upsets, guys. Go ahead, Jackson. I'll let you take the floor first.
Well, Purdue, Tennessee, Kansas, man, the Midwest region, that is upset material.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Will?
I think if Kansas isn't healthy, I think Samford could get them.
Okay, yeah, I think that's very reasonable. I think McNeese beats Gonzaga.
Yeah, I think McNeese could definitely beat Gonzaga.
South Carolina, Oregon, maybe that's a possibility. I think I gotta pick Oregon. They're on a run right now. That might shock some people, but I think that Oregon can pull that one off. And then Virginia, looking at them against Colorado State, I'm looking for my thing on there. They're 2-7 in the quad one. Colorado State is 6-7. I'm taking Colorado State in that first 4 game. And then they would play 6-7. They play 6-7 Texas or 5-9 Texas actually. So I'm taking Colorado State, I think, to beat Texas too. And then for the fun of it, I'm gonna take St. Pete's to beat Tennessee because we've seen Tennessee time and time again struggle in the first 3 rounds, not having made it to the Elite Eight since 2010. I got to go St. Pete's. But, yeah, so 3 regions down, 1 to go. If you all have not yet, make sure that you go join, if I can find it, join the bracket challenge group here for Sorgi Stories. There is the link in the chat. Just go ahead and copy and paste that into your search browser, and you will be able to find our bracket group. So now is where the real drama starts when it comes to the 1 seeds, guys. Is it going to be Iowa State or is it going to be UNC? What do we think?
Probably
it's
UNC.
likely going to be UNC.
Okay.
Has Dayton gotten it? Have they showed Dayton yet?
No, they haven't. Not that
Oh, man. If they don't get in, A10 Twitter is going to go crazy. But I think they'll get in.
Yeah, they should. I can see them. I mean, 8 or 9 seed, right? Is that reasonable?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Maybe 10.
we we haven't seen Bama yet either. So Bama's going to be in this region. You got Bama. Who else are we missing that we haven't gotten yet? If I scroll up here, we haven't seen Arizona yet. We have not seen Baylor yet. So those are Clemson as well. Nevada. We mentioned Dayton, Alabama. New Mexico we have not seen yet. They're an auto bid. And is there anyone else? Providence. We have that's a team that will be interesting. Same for St. John's. Do we see St. John's making the tourney? Do we see Pitt making the tourney? I know Indiana State was first 4 out by Lenardi. Do they have a shot? It's going to be interesting to see this last.
Do you think that the Big East will get 3 or 4?
You don't think that Providence and St. John's both get in? Nah. I feel like it's pretty 50-50 on the Johnnies, honestly.
Yeah.
As we return here for the final region. But yeah, so off of first glance, first 3 regions, I think I might take Creighton to I think
Michigan State might be toast.
Yeah, I don't know if Michigan State's gonna get in.
I hope they are.
Yeah, I said to my dad earlier, I said if you gave Missouri Michigan State's resume and record and everything, they would not be in the tourney. As North Carolina is your 1 seed in the West, meaning Iowa State will be your 2 seed.
And I have dinner, at least a smidge of dinner for you.
Okay.
Your real dinner is still upstairs, but
alrighty.
Yes, with it being St. Patrick's Day.
I love this meme on Twitter by Petey Buckets. Virginia is in, and then look at his face.
And UNC will play Howard.
Gus Johnson, you?
Yes, or Wagner.
Wagner from Staten Island, New York. Mississippi State, more SEC presence.
Also, correction, Iowa State was already picked as a 2 seed. I forgot that. Michigan State is in.
Oh, that could be that I would normally say could be an upset because Tom Izzo is almost unbeatable in second-round games, regional finals, and national championship games.
I just don't know if they're going to get there.
That's the thing. There's that, and they're playing North Carolina in Charlotte.
The St. Mary's, huge win for the Gales as a 6 seed here.
Jesuits.
The WCC champs, and yes, Jesuit school. So shout out to them. So here we go. Who will they be playing in the 5-12 game? Could it be an
that game on
Gonzaga? Here we go, St. Mary's.
It's going to be GCU.
Is this their first ever tournament appearance?
GCU?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they have like 1.
Their baseball team's good, right?
I think so. Pretty sure. 4-13 here. I think they might have gone to the College World Series before. I feel like they did. But here we go. Alabama's a 4. I said it earlier. I don't think Alabama's deserving of a 4 seed. Sorry, Jackson. But at 4-10 in quad 1.
College of Charleston.
Charleston, ooh, they're a tough draw. I'd be a little bit nervous if I were you, Jackson.
Now the other side of the West.
That could be tough.
Clemson.
Yeah, March is always kind of scary for us for some reason.
Yeah. It feels that way for a decent amount of SEC teams, I think. As we see Clemson playing New Mexico.
Okay.
Again, watch out for another upset.
Let it cool off, but it's very good.
All right.
Oh man, if Dayton doesn't get in, they're going to be the last 10, I think. But
Baylor is a 3. No shock there again. I think Dayton's a 7 or a 10 in Salt Lake City there against Colgate.
Yeah, you don't have as many of the storylines with this region at all.
No, not really. Maybe we'll see one in the 7-10.
Possibly.
Arizona's guaranteed to be the 2. We know that.
Dayton
has a 7. There you go.
That's a dangerous team to be a 7.
Very much so.
They're the kind of team that could beat Arizona.
Against Nevada. Again,
but that's if they get there, because Nevada's not the kind of team that's a slouch.
No, Nevada's always a very tough draw. as the confetti falls in Reno. Just like it did prematurely in the A10 tournament championship today. 2 seed, it's going to be Arizona.
Arizona, Nevada could be one of those storyline games.
In Salt Lake as well.
Yes.
And
close by.
The last team in the tournament is going to be...
Is it a 15 matchup?
Yeah.
Like a 15 versus 15 playing game type thing or not?
No, they don't. No, they won't have any of those.
Long Beach, that's right.
Upset alert.
That's right. The coach who was fired, keeping his job, surviving and advancing to get to the tournament, now plays a powerhouse at Arizona.
That should be a fun one. Arizona, another team that struggles when the clock strikes midnight and it turns to March. Watch for maybe two seed versus 15 seed upsets. Tennessee, St. Pete, Arizona against Long Beach State.
This region is wide open.
The Johnnies are out, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's rough.
It is.
Indiana State got screwed over.
Providence out. Only 3 Big East teams in.
That's crazy. That's bonkers.
Providence, without a doubt, should have been in.
Yep.
St. John's, I think, also should have been in. 2 very deserving teams. Yes, that's coming from someone who always supports the Big East over anyone else. But that's irrelevant here. What's Michigan State's quad 1 record? I don't know. I know Mississippi State's, but I don't have Michigan State's written down. Let me check very quickly. Michigan State in the quad 1 this season.
How do you
rough
feel
for the Mountain West? Rough for the Big East and Mountain West.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about your Crimson Tide being able to escape the West region and get to the Final Four with this lineup? I feel like the table could be set for them if they can figure out a way to get past North Carolina, who, by the way, is very beatable.
Yeah.
I hope we get to Final Four, but this year I'll just be happy with a trip to the Sweet 16.
Okay.
Because, I mean, Charleston scares me half to death.
Oh, yeah. No, I would agree with that. Again, first thoughts, Big East with 3 teams, Big 12 and SEC with 8.
You could have argued 5, 6 teams maybe from the Big East this year.
Yeah, you could have argued 6. I don't think you could. You could argue 7, but you're not going to get them. And Providence and St. John's not even in the first 4 out.
That's surprising. Really surprising. I can see Seton Hall because of the net ranking.
Yeah.
But
good grief. The SEC and Big Ten get everything in college football. You mean tell me they're getting everything in college basketball too?
Yep.
Oh, man. It's like that Droopy Dog cartoon where the wolf thinks he's away from Droopy Dog, but every time he thinks he's away, he finds Droopy Dog. He's like, ah!
You know what? I'm happy. Isn't that what he says at the end of every one of them? Something like that.
Yeah.
Also, bonus points to Clark Kellogg for his sport coat.
I like it. I'm rocking with the Jay Wright UConn colors.
Oh, always.
Or no, Seth Davis. Sorry, Seth Davis.
Yeah.
Jay Wright's fit looking clean, but I Seth Davis there on the right, not Jay Wright.
Jay Wright always looking classy.
Yes. So, as my computer will not load with the Michigan State thing. And Tim Prangley, long time no see, saying Jackson with the Droopy Dog quote.
Winner.
Yes, if you guys have not yet joined the group for our men's tournament challenge from ESPN, there is the link. Go ahead and copy and paste that into your search browser.
By far. Now
what's up, Tim? Everyone be sure to check out Tim Prangley on Trojans Wire as he's got some wonderful articles over there.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
All right. Looking at this region by region.
I need to pull it up. Can I pull it up now?
Let me pull it up on my phone so that we can see it that way. Though I think you've got it written.
Yeah, I have it written. Can you grab the Michigan State? Here, can I just grab the link to Michigan State Quad 1?
Oh, I gotta wait 20 minutes to pull it up on Tournament Challenge.
Oh, but I would say that West region for North Carolina, or with North Carolina, is probably the most wide open of any of them.
I'd agree with that.
That's going to be where you might get your surprise team.
Maybe so.
Yes, I went to Marquette, but I've got them winning the South. Going down to Dallas.
No, I agree with that.
Beating Houston. Getting to the Final Four.
It seems like B-ball net is not working, so I'm just going to look up Michigan State quad one record.
Well, I still can't believe that the Johnnies got out. Man, that's rough.
Man, yeah.
That's the biggest surprise.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It won't work that way either.
The East Coast is mad right now.
Yes.
Sports talk with Austin.
What's up, Austin?
He says, be careful, Marquette, Western Kentucky could get you.
Oh, the Hilltoppers.
Hilltoppers.
My favorite mascot in college sports.
The Hilltoppers from Marquette High School are better.
Which, by the way, are the WIAA Division I boys basketball state champions. They won it last night. They are the first school in the history of the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association to win Division I championships in both football and boys basketball in the same year. Hilltop on top, not Western Kentucky. So, yeah. Happy tangent done.
Oh, here we go. I got it up on my phone.
Happy tangent done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Marquette survived Vermont last year in that 2-15 matchup. And I think the road to victory, the road to Phoenix is much more wide open for the blue and gold. So, again.
Yeah, I think it's a hard road.
Yeah.
But I think they're built for it.
Yes. I would agree with that. So, my upset picks off of just initial glance. Northwestern over FAU, Duquesne over BYU, Drake over Washington State. That's in the East. Then heading to the South, it's A&M over Nebraska, James Madison over Wisconsin, and Colorado over Florida.
I don't know. I like Nebraska. I hope Nebraska goes through.
I hope they do too. I don't know. A&M's just been they've been pretty good this season under Buzz in quad one games.
I could also see a second round upset, A&M over Houston.
Maybe.
Not saying it's going to happen, but I think there's a big danger to that one.
Yeah. TCU Utah State. I'm taking TCU in an upset. McNeese over Gonzaga and an upset. Oregon over South Carolina. Colorado State, Texas, and for the fun of it, St. Peter's over Tennessee.
Nice.
For the fun of it.
Not just the fun of it. I could see that happening.
I could too. FAU Northwestern, yeah, that's going to be a phenomenal.
The two obvious ones are McNeese over Gonzaga and JMU over Wisconsin.
I would agree with that. I'm going to go Michigan State over Mississippi State. I'm going to go, sorry, Jackson, I'm going to go Charleston over Bama. And then I'm going to roll with Nevada over Dayton.
That's in Salt Lake City, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which really helps Nevada.
Yeah, for sure. I think Nevada could shock some people and maybe upset Arizona. Hot take. But it wouldn't shock me if it happened.
Now, the one thing I'll say, too, is that if Tyler Kolek is not healthy, forget everything we're predicting about Marquette.
He'll be healthy. Okay. He is playing.
Right.
We know that. And I think that the reason they rested him yesterday and the day before was he could have played, but they're trying to make sure he's 100%.
Exactly. Makes total sense.
So, yeah, again, shout out to Jackson and Will Jackson. His link's right there. YouTube, Jackson Johnson 979. Instagram and Threads, jackson.johnson.543908. And on Twitter, it's Jackson09960335. And for Will, it is YouTube at WillNDIrish. Instagram and Threads, Klowski414. And Twitter is Marcus_Era. And for us, it is linktree.com/Sorgi Stories for all of our social media.
Are there.
So, yeah.
All right. Do we have more before we get to the Final Four predictions?
Not really. I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right. Shall we predict away?
Yeah. I guess. Well, I sent it to Jackson first last time, so we'll go ahead.
I'm going to go with. I think Houston gets to the Final Four this year.
Okay.
UConn. I don't know if I think Purdue's going to get in. I lost my bracket here. Who else is in Purdue's bracket?
Purdue had in their bracket Utah State, TCU, Gonzaga, McNeese, Kansas, South Carolina, Oregon.
Oh, I got it.
Creighton, yeah. A lot of good teams.
That's open. That's wide open.
Yeah.
I'll go Creighton. Why not?
I agree with that.
I can see that.
I'm with you there.
And then I'll go Arizona.
Okay. All right, Jackson.
Which region are we at right now?
You can start with wherever you
want to go to pick the Final Four.
Oh, the East. That'll be that's the easiest one. I'm gonna go with UConn out of the East.
Okay.
The South. Let's see. We got Houston, Longwood, Nebraska, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, James Mass. I want a Marquette, Wisconsin rematch so bad. Duke, Vermont, North Carolina State, Texas Tech, Oakland, Kentucky, Florida Boys State, Colorado. I think I'm gonna shoot for Marquette out of the South region.
Okay.
The Midwest, that's just gonna be upset galore. So I'm gonna say for right now, it's gonna be. You know what? I'll go with the 11 seed Oregon.
Okay, wow. I like it.
Godsy pick.
Well, I mean, everybody's going to get upset all over the place. So, I mean, I'm thinking either Oregon or Colorado State for the Cinderella run.
Okay.
Now we got the West. So we got North Carolina, Alabama, and St. Mary's on there. Oh, good grief. Who was just on there? Arizona, and who's 3 seed?
Arizona 3 seed is where are they? 3 seed in Arizona's region would be Baylor.
Okay. I want it to be Alabama, but I know it's not going to be deep down. So I'm going to have to roll with the Baylor bare necessities out of that region.
Okay.
Were there any other regions I left out, or did I get them all?
Who did you say?
Let's see. So I had Oregon at the Midwest region. I had UConn at the East region. Oh,
Marquette
man.
of the South, which sounds so weird to say.
Yep. Marquette out of the South. And I just got Baylor from the West region, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my Final Four for right now.
You, sir?
Okay. I don't see anyone coming close to taking out UConn in the East region. That, to me, you can punch the ticket to Phoenix right now easily.
Okay.
Very easily. If you can turn the pages so I can just see the rest as we go. Definitely in the South, I'm taking in a close regional final, Marquette over Houston.
Yep.
They will get there. I think when it comes to the Midwest, I'm thinking it's going to be a Creighton-Purdue final, and I have not witnessed enough of their games to see, okay, does Creighton have the style of basketball to take out Purdue and overcome Zach Evie in the middle? Do they have that capability to outspeed, outquick the pounding Purdue?
I think they do.
If they do, I'm going to take Creighton there.
Yeah.
And then in that West, that is so wide open, so ridiculously wide open. I don't know if any of the top 4 seeds get out of the second round. I'm seeing a lot of upsets there. I'm seeing a ton of upsets there. I'm going to take a surprise here. I'm going to take the surprise of, no offense, Jackson, St. Mary's.
Okay. Okay.
Like it. I want to see St. Mary's make a surprise run one of these days. That would be awesome.
For sure. I'm going to go here. I think that we see in the East, in the final, I think we get UConn over Illinois in that Elite Eight game. Then I've got Marquette over Houston in the South, Creighton over Purdue in the Elite Eight in the Midwest. And then I've got a shocking pick to make the Elite Eight. I don't think they go to the Final Four, but I've got GCU heading to the Elite Eight, but losing to Arizona in that game.
Upsetting my boys in my St. Mary's Gales in the first round, man.
And then upsetting Michigan State.
No. Oh, yeah.
I think they upset No, because Michigan State round 2. I'm going to take Michigan State there. So, oh yeah, sorry. No, beating Bama.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, okay, sorry, my bad. So you have them beating St. Mary's. Then I've got them beating Charleston. I have Charleston beating Bama. So a rare 12-13 matchup.
Ooh.
And then GCU beats Michigan State in Sweet 16. And then Elite Eight Arizona wins. So then you would have, let me think. So UConn, Arizona, and Marquette Creighton in the Final Four. Those would be your matchups. Who's your national champion?
UConn. I don't see anybody beating UConn.
Will?
I'm picking Houston.
Okay. Jackson?
So let's see. I got UConn, Baylor, Marquette, and Oregon.
So yeah, you have Marquette, Oregon, and UConn, Baylor in the semifinals.
Yep. I think it's going to be UConn, Marquette, and reluctantly, I think UConn repeats for right now.
Okay.
But you know, if that Marquette roster is really healthy, they can be your national champions. And Texas is going to be sitting there wondering, we could have had this with Shaka Smart.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I would love for to see Marquette take down Kentucky.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
They've been Kentucky's nemesis historically in the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've beaten Kentucky more than anybody.
Yeah.
And Kentucky can't stand it.
So we've got 3 votes for UConn. We've got 1 vote for Houston among the 4 of us. So, man, what a tournament this is going to be.
This is going to be beautiful.
I expect a lot of chaos. Before we head out, let's go ahead and look at the comment section. We have Sports Talk with Austin saying, Virginia, Colorado State, we defensive game. Can't wait for Colorado, Boise State. Surprised Boise State was not safely in the field.
Austin will be all over the first 4. Love it.
Yes. Coach's Magic, good to see you, Sorgi fam. Hope you had a great weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. What is up, Coach's Magic? Anthony says, what's up? What is up, Anthony? Coach's Magic, do you think 7-16? I thought about it. I thought about going McNeese for the fun of it.
McNeese would be. I think McNeese can do it.
But I think I have McNeese Purdue in the Sweet 16. And I think McNeese has the 3-point ability to beat Purdue.
I also think that in a tournament with as much chaos as this tournament seems to potentially have, because I'm saying UConn's the best of the bunch, but to me, there's no one like superstar, all out. They're going to blow everybody out of the water kind of team.
Yeah.
And it's not a top-heavy tournament. This could have upsets galore.
Exactly.
Even more than the Norm.
Yeah. The days of chalk are done. There will be major upsets. Has anyone ever been to a live tourney game?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
I'm afraid I haven't yet, but I'll probably do that eventually.
In 1999, when they held it at the old Bradley Center. It is an atmosphere. I mean, I shouldn't say unlike any other because I've been to play like NFL playoff games, but it has that kind of feel. And that's why I always say the NCAA tournament is the second best postseason in sports behind the NFL playoffs.
I'm always going to say March Madness is the best because of the chaos.
But in either case, it's because every game is a Game 7.
Yep, exactly. And Hummus Hero says, Sorgi family, Jackson, Will, and friends. Hello.
Hey, Hummus. How you doing, man? How you feel about Jake? How you feel about Jake Diablo being your new head coach?
Yes,
that's gotta be awesome.
Oh, we're getting the Final Four predictions. UConn, Purdue,
Clark Kellogg.
I don't
not
like
even
that.
Predicting Marquette or Houston.
I don't see that. And then we have
Seth. Champ.
Last year, Jay Wright had Marquette in the final. Let's see if he will go. Marquette is a 2 seed in Houston's region, the South. Last year, Jay Wright had Marquette going to the final. Let's see if he will do it again. As Seth says, UConn wins. Is Jay Wright gonna pick his Marquette? No, nope. He's not. No, he is not.
More fuel for the Marquette run.
Yep, and we see these guys. Marquette, our backcourt gets very motivated by the haters. In response to not being named to the All Big East teams, Cam Jones said, "Expletive them."
How Catholic of a response, shall we say?
Quoting Tyler Kolek, who said the same thing about the media.
And by the way, I'm predicting both Marquette and Creighton to punch their tickets to the Final Four on Easter Sunday.
Sounds fitting to me.
How apropos.
Sounds very, and then playing in Phoenix.
That's true. An all Big East semi.
That would be incredible.
Last time I think there were 3 Big East teams in the Final Four was 85 when Villanova here in Philadelphia shot 78% from the floor and beat a Georgetown team that some were calling among the greatest in the history of college basketball.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's the beauty of this time.
So, guys, final thoughts.
I'm ready to see some upsets. I want chaos.
Agreed.
Always.
I'm ready to see some chaos, but don't let it go near my Final Four teams. That's what I
say. Amen.
I picked Kansas to win last year, so I learned that the hard way.
Yes.
Sitting in a local bar and restaurant, watching Arkansas beat Kansas. That kind of hurt my bracket.
Oh man,
a lot.
Oh,
as it did a lot of other people. So yeah. Before we have a Jackson dropping a link. Is this your group, Jackson?
Your ESPN group?
Yep. My ESPN tournament challenge from the Jacksonian.
Okay, well, let's put this in the chat as well. Everyone, join our group and join Jackson's group. I'll post a community post with ours. So if you didn't catch it earlier, you can get it again. So there is Jackson's in the chat, and there is ours up in the chat. If you scroll all the way up, you can find it.
And as I'm watching a commercial where they showed the U.S. Capitol, I'm reminded by something you told me earlier. NC State has won more games in Washington, D.C. this year than the Washington Wizards.
The Wizards are brutal, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At least it looks like the Caps might sneak in at least.
Awesome.
Let's go Flyers.
Of course we have to say that here in Philly.
Yeah. But yeah, so before we head out, one more thing. Again, social media for these guys. Jackson is YouTube. His YouTube is Jackson Johnson 979. Instagram threads is jackson.johnson.543908. And on Twitter, it's Jackson09960335. And then for Will, it is at WillNDIrish on YouTube, Klowski414 on Instagram and Threads, and Marcus_era on Twitter. And for us, it's linktree.com/Sorgi Stories for everything. Guys, thank you for joining us, chat. Thank you for watching. It has been a great evening to talk some hoops and a great day for basketball with the Yale upset, with the Wisconsin-Illinois game, with the SEC and AAC blowouts, and what's the last game? What am I missing?
Wisconsin, Illinois.
We got Big Ten, Ivy League, AAC, SEC, and
Duquesne VCU.
That's it. A-10. Sorry, Will.
Sorry again.
No, I was staying quiet. I had a feeling that might be what it was. I was staying quiet.
But on the bright side, we see a drought ending. So I mean, it's just kind of like we've seen a lot of droughts end, and we've seen a lot of 1 seeds upset in conference tournament. 21 1 seeds to be exact.
Yeah,
chaos,
insane,
chaos,
absolutely insane. Tim, thank you. Go Trojans as always. Hummus, appreciate it, and even for Jackson, Bama. So again, everyone, thank you for joining us, and I guess that we will be back next weekend for some Marquette.
We'll figure out when our stream schedule is going to be. They'll announce the game times coming up in the next 24 hours.
Yes. So everyone, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Ding, ding, ding
for all of our channels, and yeah, so guys, chat, thank you everyone for joining us, and have a phenomenal night.
Great rest of your St. Patrick's Day.